Game 5, Warriors win 104-94. Let's talk about it. So the Warriors tonight, they won. They go up 3-2 in the series. Winning Game 5 is a huge deal. Now they only need to win one more game. And the fact that they won this game off of Steph Curry shooting 7 of 22, scoring only 16 points and missing all 9 of his threes is kind of insane. Like, this is a very poor performance from Steph Curry. He was just getting defended a lot better by the Celtics. They were stepping up on his screens a lot more and not dropping as much. And wouldn't you believe it, he has a much more significantly worse shooting night. And, you know, the Warriors still pulled it out because of Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson, but I would say more so Andrew Wiggins and even Draymond Green played a lot better tonight, even though he still fouled out. But yeah, Steph Curry tonight, super inefficient, couldn't get any threes at all. This is his first game in the playoff history that he hasn't scored a three, which is crazy. And his team won, and he only scored 16. Like, that's really the Celtics should have really capitalized off such a poor game from Curry, because I feel like, this was definitely his worst game of the series so far, and I don't think he'll have a game as bad as this. So this was really their chance to win, and they just couldn't capitalize off of it at all. The Warriors overall shot really bad from three. They only shot 9 of 40, 22%. Klay Thompson was the only one who basically shot. He was 5 of 11. He had a really good game too, 7 of 14, 21 points. Doing Klay Thompson stuff, threes off of screens and pins down and all that jazz. And he played much better defense today than he's played in many other games. And Andrew Wiggins, MVP of this game for sure, 26 points and 13 rebounds. He was amazing on both sides of the court. Defensively, he was locking down really hard on Tatum and Brown especially, and just like, him and Draymond. Draymond played a lot better defensively today as well. So like all of them together on defense was too much for the Celtics tonight, and Wiggins was just driving to the basket. He had some crazy layups. He had a really nice contact dunk near the end of the game. Really good dunk, and just even in the mid-range as well, he was hitting his shots. And the 13 rebounds, like that's, 13 rebounds is a lot of rebounds. And in the last game, he had 16 rebounds. Like, he's just been playing really, really good basketball. Draymond as well, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal. Really good game from him again. He was playing defense well, and he had that one fake handoff to get a dunk near the start of the game. He just looked a lot more active, and even though he still fouled out, this is probably his best game of the series so far. Gary Payton as well, 6 of 8, 5 rebounds and 3 steals, 15 points off the bench. And Jordan Poole, 14 points, 3 of 6 from 3, 4 of 8 overall. Both of them really essential bench scorers today. Gary Payton playing really good defense today, and Jordan Poole hit like back-to-back threes, and then he hit a buzzer beater 3 at the end of the third quarter, and really essential scoring from them as well, considering Steph Curry only had 16, like I said before. A really good team effort. A lot of people stepped up for them today, and really good team win in the Oracle. I think that's what it's called, or maybe it's a different arena now. I don't remember. Really good win from the Warriors tonight. They only had 6 turnovers, which is essential, because if we look at the Celtics, they had 18 turnovers and 18 assists. Very, very poor game from the Celtics. Both teams did not shoot well from 3. The Celtics started off 0 of 12 from 3, and then they hit 8 straight threes in a row in like the third quarter, and they did get the lead for a while there. The Warriors had like a 16-point lead, and the lead evaporated from all those threes from the Celtics in the third quarter. But then it just wasn't enough. They kept turning the ball over, so many silly turnovers, and just it's been killing them whenever they lose. There was a graphic when the Celtics have less than 16 turnovers, they're like, I don't even remember. I think it was like 12-2 or something like that. And when they have 16 turnovers or more, they're like 1-6. So like they turn the ball over a lot, and they just also were not assisting that much today either. As well as their free throws, 21 of 31 as a team overall. Like that's 10 points from free throws, which are literally free. And you were down 10 points at the end of the game. Obviously, it's not like if you hit all of those, it would automatically be a tied game, but you're giving yourself a better chance when you hit your shots, and they just weren't. Jason Tatum, especially, missed both of his free throws twice in this game, which was shocking. He also had 4 assists and 4 turnovers. He did have 27 points. Pretty efficient game. He was hitting his threes like he's been doing all series. And he did hit some mid-range shots again this game, and he was driving. But I don't know. It wasn't enough. The turnovers, especially as a whole, as a team, the turnovers have just been detrimental to them. You know, Jaylen Brown as well today was god awful. 5 of 18, 18 points, 5 turnovers from him. He fell down at least 3 or 4 times on the floor. Yeah, it was really rough from the Celtics. The third quarter, surprisingly, was their quarter when it usually is the Warriors' quarter. They were playing really good, passing the ball around. Marcus Smart had a really good third quarter as well. They were driving, kicking for threes, and they were just red hot, 8 of 8 at one point in the third quarter, I believe. So like they had it going, and in the fourth quarter, the turnovers really just destroyed them, I'd say. Yeah, for the Celtics, it really just is the turnovers. 18 turnovers on 18 assists is not going to win you an NBA Finals game. And Jaylen Brown was really bad from the field. Marcus Smart was okay, but he got into some foul issues at certain points. I don't know. It just wasn't enough from them, and they honestly, like, if you go back to the last game when they had that lead, that could have been like the change of the series, because they could have been up 3-1, and now it is 3-2 for the Warriors side. So, looking back at that game when they went on a dry spell from 3 in the final 4 or 5 minutes, they lost the game to Curry going absolutely ballistic. And then this game, 2-2 game, Curry has a horrible game. You defend him really well. He doesn't even hit a 3, and you can't capitalize off that because Wiggins is playing amazing defense, and Gary Payton, Draymond is playing well again. Clay is hitting his shots. They just didn't have enough tonight. And, now going back to the TD Garden for the Celtics, I mean, at home, they are more likely to play well. And, I hope that they win just so that there's a game 7. That would be really fun to watch. But I don't know, man. These turnovers, they really have to get it under control because this is just ridiculous. This is one of Jaylen Brown's misses, but this is really for the Draymond handoff that I'll just show you right here. The fake handoff, easily for the dunk. He started off really well. This 3 by Clay where he absolutely just drops Marcus. Maybe he would push him off, but yeah. I will say there was some questionable calls from the referees tonight against the Celtics, but like I said, I really don't think that's the reason why they lost. Honestly, the turnovers and the missed free throws, that's really the main thing. And those are very solvable issues. Just hit your shots and keep control of the ball more, because the Warriors scored 22 points off of their turnovers, and they also scored more in the paint than the Celtics, because the Celtics have just been shooting a lot more threes. And granted, they have been hitting them relatively well, not in this game as much overall as a team, but Tatum has been killing it from 3. But just inside the 3-point line, they just have not been doing very well at all. Some Andrew Wiggins love, this tough spin around. He made it look easy tonight. This really nice play off the split action for Wiggins. The layup through both defenders. He had a really good game today at the rim. As you can see here as well, Boston in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. They were 2 of 12 from the field. Just they were not looking good in the fourth quarter after the really good third quarter that they had, and just the turnovers again, huge issue for them. As well, in this fourth quarter right here, Boston 4 turnovers, Golden State 0 turnovers in the quarter. Golden State only had 6 turnovers, and Boston had 4 in this quarter alone. You know, it plays a huge difference. And then Wiggins with the crazy dunk. Exclamation point, like the announcer said. I totally forgot his name right now. But amazing game from Wiggins tonight.